Roxanne Perez sends message to injured WWE star after Liv Morgan Judgment Day update. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Roxanne Perez stepped into the conversation this week with a message that immediately caught the attention of WWE fans. With Judgment Day shifting again after Liv Morgan's latest update, Perez chose the moment to acknowledge the injured star, whose absence has reshaped the entire direction of the group. The timing felt intentional, almost like she wanted to steady the ground under everyone watching the faction adjust in real time. Liv Morgan has been dealing with a long-running shoulder injury that pulled her off TV and out of active competition. Her setback created openings, and Perez ended up being one of the names pushed forward as Judgment Day continued to evolve. She's been getting more presence on screen, more involvement in the faction's conflicts, and more chances to define her place within a group that rarely slows down. A quiet message that still hit loud. She didn't write a dramatic statement. She kept it simple and respectful, praising Morgan's resilience and reminding fans that she hasn't forgotten the person who helped shape this chapter before injury forced things to shift. The message landed because it felt real, not like something crafted to fit a storyline beat. Fans immediately started reading between the lines. Some saw a show of loyalty. Others wondered if this is a soft setup for tension once Morgan returns, especially with Judgment Day constantly changing its internal balance. She has grown more confident on screen, and the group's chemistry keeps evolving with Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and now Perez herself taking up more narrative space. Morgan's return could send the entire faction into another shakeup. WWE has leaned into faction drama lately, and the idea of Morgan stepping back in to reclaim her spot, or maybe challenge the new rhythm Perez has created, feels like an easy story to build toward. Nothing is confirmed, but the buzz is there. Liv Morgan makes in-ring return at WWE House Show Liv. Morgan officially returned to in-ring competition on Saturday night during the WWE Holiday Tour stop in Tampa, Florida. The former Women's World Champion defeated Lyra Valkyria in singles action at the Benchmark International Arena, marking her first match in over 6 months. Morgan secured the victory with her Oblivion finisher, and fan footage of the bout quickly circulated on social media, confirming her comeback. This match was Morgan's first competitive outing since suffering a serious shoulder injury during a match against Kairi Sane on the June 16, 2025 episode of Monday Night Raw. The injury occurred during a spot where Morgan landed awkwardly on her shoulder, forcing the referee to stop the contest. It was later revealed to be a significant issue that required surgery, sidelining her for the remainder of the year and forcing her to vacate her position in the title picture. While Morgan had previously returned to television at Survivor Series in November, she had not wrestled a sanctioned match until this weekend. Her shocking appearance at Survivor Series saw her reunite with Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day, playing a pivotal role in Mysterio's Intercontinental Championship victory over John Cena. Since then, she has been a consistent presence on Raw as a valet and manager, but her physical involvement has been limited. Dominic Mysterio, who is paired with Morgan on TV, was pulled from the December 26th live event in Baltimore due to a shoulder injury of his own, reportedly sustained during a match for AAA in Mexico last week. Liv Morgan makes WWE in-ring return at WWE Holiday Live Tour stop in Tampa. Liv Morgan has officially returned to in-ring action. Morgan stepped back between the ropes over the weekend at a WWE live event in Tampa, Florida, where she squared off against Lyra Valkyria in singles competition. Morgan picked up the win, putting Valkyria away with Oblivion. The match marked Morgan's first in-ring appearance since June 16th, when she suffered a shoulder injury during a bout against Kairi Sane. At the time, Morgan was reigning as one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions alongside Raquel Rodriguez. While she had been sidelined from wrestling, Morgan made her televised return at WWE Survivor Series. On that night, she realigned herself with Dominic Mysterio and played a role in helping him regain the WWE Intercontinental Championship from John Cena. Since then, Morgan has remained a regular presence on WWE programming, fully re-establishing herself as a member of Judgment Day. The faction currently includes Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, and JD McDonough. Worrying news on Dominic Mysterio. There is some worrying news for Dominic Mysterio. The Intercontinental Champion has been pulling off double duty with commitments in WWE and AAA as the Mega Champion. Competed at AAA's Guerra de Titanes event on December 20th, where he teamed with El Grande Americano against Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix. However, the ending of the match saw suffer what looked like a shoulder injury. It was then reported by Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Radio that the Raw star was going to get examined by a doctor this week to assess what the issue was with his shoulder. Now, there is a concerning update regarding Dom's status. The Judgment Day member was removed from WWE's December 26th live event in Baltimore. This fueled concern that his injury might be more serious than expected. Dominic was scheduled to team with Liv Morgan in a mixed tag match against Rey Mysterio and Rhea Ripley at the event. However, as the show began, that match was not on the card. Instead, fans got to see Rey Mysterio take on Grayson Waller in a singles match to kick off the night. While WWE hasn't officially given an update on Dom's injury, him being pulled out of a live event suggests the issue could be more serious than expected. Video shows when Dominic Mysterio possibly injured himself. The finish of the AAA tag team match on Saturday saw Penta headbutt Dominic Mysterio using a foreign object hidden in his mask. Rey Mysterio then hit him with a 619 to secure the win. After the match, Dominic left the ring while holding his shoulder. Earlier, it was unclear when he suffered the injury. However, a video shared online revealed the possible moment when he hurt his shoulder. Dominic Mysterio went for a stalling suplex on his father, but Rey countered it with a DDT. This was the moment when he awkwardly landed on his shoulder and was seen clutching it immediately after impact. Predicting the next WWE World Champions. In 2026-2026 will be a big year for WWE, with the promotion looking to recover some lost momentum from 2025 and to find their quality again. When looking ahead to next year, there are a whole bunch of wrestlers who will be hoping to either break out and win world titles, or else return to the top of the card and get their hands on some gold. Across both the men's and women's division, several names stand out as those who will be winning the biggest prizes next year. Right now, CM Punk, Stephanie Baker, Jade Cargill, and Cody Rhodes hold WWE's top belts. But it might not be long until someone new rises up to dethrone them. Menu, predicting the next WWE World Champions. In 2026 will be a big year for WWE, with the promotion looking to recover some lost momentum from 2025 and to find their quality again. When looking ahead to next year, there are a whole bunch of wrestlers who will be hoping to either break out and win world titles, or else return to the top of the card and get their hands on some gold. Relate. Across both the men's and women's division, several names stand out as those who will be winning the biggest prizes next year. Right now, CM Punk, Stephanie Baker, Jade Cargill, and Cody Rhodes hold WWE's top belts, but it might not be long until someone new rises up to dethrone them. 8. Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker wearing sunglasses in WWE. WWE have presented Braun Breaker as a breakout star. He pinned World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk at Survivor Series. Breaker is the de facto leader of the Vision. Braun Breaker is clearly being positioned for a big push in 2026, following on from him being featured heavily in the main event scene on Monday Night Raw as a member of the Vision. Not to mention some standout moments such as his turn on Seth Rollins and pinning CM Punk inside War Games. 2026 will be the year he gets his hands on the World Heavyweight Championship, even if it ends up being a short reign as Raw's #1 heel dot. Ever since Jade Cargill arrived in WWE, teases have cropped up here and there of a showdown between her and Charlotte Flair, with Cargill now the reigning WWE Women's Champion after her win over Tiffany Stratton. It feels like a match for the gold is inevitable between the two, with WrestleMania 42 being an expected location for this clash dot. After falling short at WrestleMania 41 when challenging for a title, and with it being over 2 years since Flair last had her hands on some world title gold, 2026 feels like the year we will finally see Flair win a world title again, beating Cargill for the WWE Women's title dot. It has been some time since Roman Reigns held a world title in WWE, with much of this being due to his part-time status, only having a handful of matches in the last 2 years that have been far away from the world title scene. However, with WWE reportedly eyeing up a Reigns world title reign in 2026, it is only a matter of time before he finds himself in contention again. Reigns must be considered a favorite in any world title match he walks into, so we can see him being the man to dethrone either Cody Rhodes or CM Punk at WrestleMania 4. Liv Morgan returned with just as much popularity as she had before her injury earlier this year, continuing her consistent rise as one of WWE's most over-roster members. Morgan is too popular a name to not win a world title in 2026, especially with the Judgment type behind her. Although it might be too soon for Dominic Mysterio, there is a chance that both these two could sneak their way to world titles and reign as WWE's new power couple of champions. Following on from his statement victory over John Cena, Gunther is poised for big 2026 to continue that momentum. During his likely surge back up to the top, it is imperative that Gunther wins a world title, and we think WWE will feel the same way. Whether it be at WrestleMania, SummerSlam, or somewhere else throughout the year, it is inevitable that Gunther will secure a world title at some point. Over the next 12 months, Becky Lynch has been on top form in the last year under her new heel gimmick, and we can see that carried into 2026 as she climbs back up the card and into world title contention. Lynch hasn't been a world champion in well over a year, instead dropping down to elevate the Intercontinental title, creating stars like Lyra Valkyria and Maxine Dupree. 2026 is high time for Lynch to win back one of the 2 world titles in the women's division, mixing it up again with the top stars on Raw, and SmackDown. Fans will groan at the idea of Brock Lesnar winning a world title in the year of 2026. But given that this may be his final year in the ring before an expected retirement at SummerSlam, one final reign feels more likely than ever. With any luck, Bianca Belair will be back in 2026 after being out for a prolonged period with an injury, last wrestling at WrestleMania 41. If she does indeed return, it is likely that WWE will thrust her back into the world title scene to freshen things up. Belair could even be the one to dethrone former tag team partner Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's title. She may also head back to Monday Night Raw to continue vying for the women's world title. Either way, she is among the favorites to win a world title next year, provided she makes a comeback.